guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. All right, before we get started with today's very interesting video, and I please ask that you stay watching through this entire video because I'm going to give some very interesting information that I feel my subscribers would be interested in. Even those people that don't subscribe to my channel might be interested in this. But before we get started, I want to remind you to go to my website at www.letstalkdarling.com. Scroll on up to the top and you can follow me on all of my social media platforms, and then scroll on down to the bottom where you can subscribe so that you do not miss when I drop information that I can't put here. And I've been dropping some really good information over on my news tab of my site, so make sure to go over there and check that out. I have also put some merch, some new merch in the merch store, and if you would like to purchase anything from there, make sure that you use code GRATEFUL25 at checkout and you will get 25% off on your order and any other future orders that you would like to purchase. All right, guys, so let's get started with this interesting video. So I have to be extremely careful about how I talk about this. So please understand there's going to be some things that you might say, Monique, why are you not touching on this? This is a very important thing. I cannot touch on it, okay? So I'm going to kind of allude to some things, and then I'm just going to leave it up to you to figure it out. But I will tell you this, I am going to put this information up on my channel, on my website, and I will expand a little bit further there. So make sure you head over there to check that out. Okay, so after the events on the 6th at the Capitol, I got some very interesting information that was sent to me in regards to some activity that was going on at the Vatican. The activity was, Italy is about 8 hours ahead of us. So they're almost an entire day ahead of us. And there was some reports that the Vatican was in complete blackout. Why? We do not know. Okay. I'm not going to go into all the conspiracy theories there because I really don't have any facts. However, I was sent a very interesting message to type in Rome, Italy on my Google Maps. So I went and typed in Rome, Italy on my Google Maps, and I was really shocked to see that there was a huge red grid around the entire city, and there were red grids going all throughout the inner part of the city as well, basically surrounding the Vatican. Didn't know what this was about, didn't quite understand it, didn't see anything on the news about it. However, it was very suspicious. And to this day, I'm going to post a picture. You can also go on your Google Maps and search Rome, Italy and see this for yourself. But to this day, if you go and look up Rome, Italy on Google, you will see that there is a huge road closure around and inside the entire city. So like I said, at the time, there was no information about this. However, this morning, in one of my Telegram chat groups, I was forwarded a very interesting article. Now, I will link the article that will be posted in my website in the description box below so you can read that for yourself. But it was basically in regards to a surveillance grid that Italy has now set up. However, I'm going to go into some details about it so that, you guys can kind of piece together for yourself what this all means. So like I said, they have created a surveillance grid. And what this surveillance grid is doing is it is going to be, and it's not going to be, it currently is tracking and tracing everybody who enters and leaves the city of Venice. And as you can see from the grid that I, put up here earlier, Rome, they can see where everybody is walking. They can see when you stop. They can see when you slow down, and they can see when you speed up. Okay. Now they are also keeping counts of everybody who is entering and leaving the city. So I'm assuming that's what the grids that you see of road closures have to do with, because they probably have some type of additional barrier set up so that they are tracking, who's coming and going, almost like a border system. Okay. They are doing this via the phones. Okay. They have apparently commandeered a huge empty abandoned warehouse in Italy, in Venice, and they have transformed it into a state-of-the-art control center, which is where they are basically running this entire operation. Now, you guys, I want to stress to you, this is not a conspiracy. This is not from that one letter group that likes to come up with like crazy stuff. This is fact, okay? This is actually happening. This is fact, okay? And I want to talk about this because it is very important to know, and I'm not going to come to this conclusion for you, but I'm just going to point out some things, and hopefully you are smart enough to figure it out. But when you look at certain relationships with certain countries that our government has had and now are going to have even stronger ties to those countries with the new administration, when you piece together all of the things that we have been going through in the past year now with the virus and all the restrictions that have been put on us there, when you look at apps that have been released touting that they are to do contract tracing to keep you safe from other people who have had either contact with other people that have contracted the virus or have had the virus themselves, that you have probably volunteered to download in your app store on your Apple phone. Piece all that together as I go through this story, okay? Now, why are they doing this? Before I go into why they are doing this, I went through a very, kind of detailed list about what they are tracking. And I'm sure some of you are sitting there going, they're not doing that. How do you possibly do that? Well, I'm going to throw a video up here that is from an Amazon warehouse. I can 1000% confirm that in my state and in my city, where Amazon has a huge warehouse and a huge presence, they are currently running this type of technology in the warehouse. And I know this because I have some contacts of people that work there and have seen for myself that they are using this technology. So I'm going to put up a video so you can see what they are using in Amazon warehouses right now, or Amazon facilities. To track where their employees are stepping, how far they are from each other. You will see that there is a green circle around people who are walking where they should be walking. And there's a red circle around people who are too close to one another, or in some type of quote unquote danger zone of, getting too close to somebody else, okay? So that's the proof for you. I'm also going to put in another video here that is an example video of Italy and how they are using that same technology to track people there. So it's a video of people walking on a street. Why are they doing this? Why would they possibly want to do this? Well, initially, they stated that they were doing it to track tourism in the city so that in the future, visitors can be charged for access to the city. So, Venice, Rome, they're a huge tourist spot for people. Still, I sit here and wonder, what's the big deal? It's been a big tourist spot for a long time. It kind of makes you wonder what's going on in those areas that they want to control who's coming in and out. Makes you wonder. I don't know, but you can figure that out for yourself. Okay. Now, the system can count visitors in the vicinity of cameras posted around the city. So I'm going to post it up here again as I talk about it, but there's an example of a camera that is looking onto a street where people are walking, and you can see that there are these indicators of a green, square and a red square to show how far these people are from one another. Okay. They are using this in conjunction with Telecom Italia, which is Italy's largest telecommunication provider, and they're able to identify who who the people are and where they are from. So they're using some type of facial recognition system. Again, all of this tracking to see where these actual people are all done through your phone, okay? So I wanna put that out there. Now, initially, this started as a way of protecting the city from damage and overcrowding. So they were basically setting up these cameras so that they could watch the streets and see, you know, who was committing crimes and, you know, be able to identify those people. And then also as a way of seeing, like, if there were too many people in one area, they could figure out, you know, how to do that. Now, that was just the first step. You know, that was what they said it was developed for. But as you can see, they have now moved it onto other areas. So again, I know that the story is about Italy, but I want you to kind of like let your mind wander into what has been going on right here as I talk about it. When I say right here in the United States, as I talk about this, okay? So the company Hitachi has already been working to develop similar technologies, and they plan to get this commercialized rather quickly, okay? Currently in communist China, okay, they have already launched a social control system called Civilization Code. It works with the already established Health Code app, which is very similar to the apps that they were rolling out here, that Apple was rolling out as well at the beginning of COVID-19. And they were telling people, hey, download this app. And this is a great way for you to see on your phone with the convenience of technology if you are close or have come in contact with anybody who has recently tested positive for COVID-19. So they have instilled the fear of COVID-19 in you, you know, pushed a solution to you so that you can quote unquote feel safer. And now you have it on your phone. Now in communist China, they call it the Health Code app, and it works with what's called the social credit system. So in communist China, they have what's called the social credit system. You can Google this if you like. There's a lot of information around it, but basically what it is, it's almost like you're living in a video game and you get to accumulate points. And those points let the government know how well behaved you are as a citizen. Okay, so you can get points for obeying the laws, like the speed limit. You can get points for doing community service, but you can also get points taken away if you break those laws. So if you get arrested, if you are caught speeding, if you are somebody that is going in places they feel like you don't need to be going. Maybe it's going to be also tracking your health, and you get points for exercise and whatnot. Okay. I have mentioned this before on previous videos and previous lives, but I want to put it in here once again, because if you really cannot get a grasp mentally and visually of what I am talking about, I highly, highly, highly suggest that you go onto Netflix and you watch The Barrier. The Barrier is a Netflix series that really can show you what it is I'm talking about here and what it would actually look like to you, okay? There's a very interesting character in that series. Her name is Begonia. And if you watch it, you will know who Begonia is. Begonia will get on your very last nerve, but she is basically the informer of you know, the area that she lives in. And she does so because by informing, by telling on people, by being a snitch, she is getting in good with the government, okay? So she wants to make sure she's in good with the government, so she's gonna throw anybody she can under the bus. Now, I'm gonna remind you again, think back to what we are going through now, okay? What do you have right now? You have, especially right now, you have people reporting who is supporting a certain presidential candidate, who is supporting a certain political party, who has COVID-19. Okay, you have some people who really just, you know, want to deal with getting COVID-19, you know, sit at home, deal with it like they would a cold or flu. But you have people that are terrified to even mention that they have it for fear that they might lose their job, for fear that they might, you know, be ostracized by by the community. It's very, very sad. But you know, I want people to start to put those things together so that this really makes sense to you. Now, what this allows, these apps, the social credit system, the health code app, the civilization code, you know, this is all something that communist China uses to track their citizens, and track what they're doing, and basically keep them in line with what they want them to do. Okay, we have already been put through that experiment, as you all know, because we were told, hey, we have this killer virus. You need to put on a mask. You need to stay 6 feet apart from people. You need to not go to church. You need to not send your kids to school. And you need to do all kinds of crazy stuff. And we have been abiding by it. This is why a lot of us have been very dead set on pushing back against this, because it's not that we don't care about other people's health. It's not that we are, you know, people that want to break the rules. It's that we are standing for something much larger than what, you know, society as a whole tends to see in a very small picture, okay? Before I end this video, I want to put one last thing out there. I'm not going to expand on it much because you can go and read it yourself. I will link it also on my website, so go there to check it out in the link below in the description box. But I want to call attention to the fact that the current administration and president, who is soon to be leaving office, did recently sign, and when I say recently, it was in November, and then he actually made an amendment to it just last week, signed an executive order prohibiting certain sales between U.S. and China, communist China. Ultimately, this is where it gets very, very interesting. This is an interesting point. If you read towards the bottom of that communication, it states in there that he has given the ultimate authority to the Secretary of Defense to make the final determination on who is considered a company that is in with the communist Chinese military. Okay, so if you read the document, you will see that it talks about a legislation that will prohibit the U.S. in doing certain types of business with communist China. This is very, very important. A lot of people will see this and they will overlook it and they will think, oh, this doesn't apply to me. But what this does is this potentially, and I'm not saying this 100%, but this potentially could protect us from where what I discussed earlier in the video is heading. Okay, I want to know what you guys think. There's some of you guys out there that are super, super smart and know far more about this stuff than I do. But I want to know what you guys think. So, you know, sound off in the comments box below. If you guys have links to more information, please provide those. Share this video because I have not seen a whole lot of videos talking about this. I think it's a big, you know, there's a huge gap of knowledge when it comes to this type of thing, except for those of you that are in the tech world. But I really would love to hear back from you guys on this, and definitely go to the description box below, check out the links to my channel, read the additional information that I'm going to be providing there. And don't forget to give this video a like and a share, because it's what I really, really depend on, especially now since, you know, social media is trying to play me. Funny story, yesterday my last video got taken down momentarily because they thought I was nude. Am I ever nude in my videos? No, I'm never nude in my videos. I was wearing a tank top. We got it resolved, but whatever. So don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to share this video. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much and have a good one. Bye-bye.